But the first thing you want to do when you're getting started is get OBS. Oh, okay. That saves me some time. And I'll just get to talking about my little toys. How I have this set up right now is a basic background image. Actually, screw it, I'll just show you. Beware the infinite void. Oh, what do you mean with only the game screen? You mean game capture? Oh, and for anyone who's just tuning in, you may want to refresh the page. I'm not in Kenshi anymore. This is a quick tech demo. Right, game capture. So again, beware infinite void. So right at the bottom is your basic backdrop, background, whatever. And then Strexum overlay, I'll get there in a minute. And the jar, we'll get that there too. And then I have game. So none of this stuff will show up if the game is active. All I have to do is close the game, click that little button right there. That will hide the game, and then everything under it will be displayed. But if you notice, this says games. That's because this is actually a scene. This scene here has every game capture for every game that I play. If I go to play something new, all I have to do is add one line to this list here, and it'll show up here without crowding everything else. I could update it or upload it to YouTube. I've actually been meaning to send some kind of Kenshi tutorial, but I could set this up too. No problem with that. So yeah, I could, maybe I'll make a more professional one after this. This is just off the cuff. So anyway. So I'm going to turn this off now. Well, review and criticize as much as you like. So now maybe it's easier to see. You have the back picture, Strexum overlay on top of that, and then the little jar on top of that too. And none of that is visible if I have the display capture, which is above it in the list, activated. But going back to the infinite void, above display capture in games are all kinds of other little things, like Chrome image. This is a picture from a website. And it's this is actually something that I uploaded to Discord. But Discord makes its own link if the file size is small enough. So all I had to do was copy the link and paste it into here as a web page capture, and it brought it up. Alternatively, you can do a picture capture, but then you have to go actually find it on your system, which I didn't feel like doing, so I did it this way instead. Then I also have text above that, and this is where things get interesting. Discord chat is currently off, that would normally be on the right side. That's from my personal server. You can see it has some translucency, which is pretty handy. One of those messages down there, one of the bots I recently set up. Discord status sits above that. It's just so that anyone can pick up the link instantly without needing to ask me or the mods for it. And then Streamlabs chat is the one that shows up on the left side. Over there. Which you can't see because it's all white right now. But then alert box is the one that pops up top. Let's turn this off. I'll get to the sources in a minute. Setting them up is pretty simple, but they all come from the same place, so I'll show that at the end. Also, because I can't actually show you my links because they have my personal information in them. But I'll show you where to get them. So, the alert box. Let me demo that real quick. That is fully customizable. You can move around and do whatever else. And remember, none of what's on the screen right now you would actually be able to see if I was playing a game, except for the chat and my name in the top left corner. So that would overlay directly over the game. You wouldn't have words or anything else behind it. It's only there for a couple seconds and then it's gone. A little tone alerts me so that I can go and say, hey, welcome to the team, welcome to the game, that kind of stuff. You also have the same kind of alerts for hosting and whatever else. Donations. If we go to the tip jar, I can test this too. There's a little animation for that off to the side, which isn't working right now for some reason. Another one I have to fix, I guess. What else? Right, my voice in the top left corner. That is reading data from the Discord server. I'm currently in Stream 2 in the Wild Night Gaming Discord voice chat. Anyone else may join, and they will not show up in the corner unless they are speaking. But it means that anyone who is listening or watching, whatever, they can see who's talking, and they can call them out by name. And they can say, hey, Luna has a good point. It's like, yeah, cool, there you go. It's meant to facilitate dialogue and make things more approachable. And above that, I have my face cam, which I'm anonymous at the moment, so that's not going to happen. And then I also have a basic checklist from one of my old runs, which I already finished up. But this is just a basic text field. You make it look all nice, but it's just a bunch of spaces, X's, and letters. That's it. So, as for where you actually get these things from, we have... Switch you back to live. Strexum, we'll start with it. Oh, and all these things are free, by the way. Strexum is pretty simple. So you just set up your account, say you want to be free. You get to only pick one overlay. Pick wisely. Go through the entire list if you have to. I picked the one for Dark Souls because I really like Dark Souls. So then you just come over here, you can just turn off the social bar, turn off the top bar, hit update, and there you go, it's done. It'll give you a link right here, and then you just copy it and you put it into OBS. like it was anything else. It's just a... Actually, which one was that? Strexon. See, it's reading a URL. This is a web page link. That one I can show you. I can't show you the rest. And that would be browser source. Can it be used with TeamSpeak 3? I do not know. The one I'm using right now is explicitly through Discord. So maybe TeamSpeak has their own thing set up, but this tool is designed by Discord to be used for streaming. So that's Strexon. It's pretty simple. You can make whatever adjustments you want. It's pretty self-explanatory. They also have their own follower alerts, like donation alerts, that kind of stuff. If you've heard this sound before, that's Strexon. Has a webcam placement. It has a lot of cool stuff, but it's not nearly as customizable as Streamlabs is. Not nearly as flexible. Now, Discord. I mean, you just have... Actually, I better leave that open so I can actually send that to you. So, Discord. I'll send you that link. All you have to do is click OBS. Pick a server. It just picked this one automatically. Since I'm already logged into Discord, it's going to pick any server that I'm currently active in. Currently assigned to. And that status widget is what I showed you before. It tells you how many people are online, and it tells you the shortcut for Discord. Chat widget I showed you. It's not all that interesting. It's the same as the other one except for Discord. And then I don't use Discord for my streams. So I personally leave it out, but you can do whatever you wish. And again, this is set up for my personal server. And then the voice widget is the one in the top corner. So all you guys say is, I want this to be Wild Night Gaming. Stream 2 is the one I'm currently in. Speaking users only. Small avatars, big avatars, whatever. And then you can see it's actually showing up on the screen as I talk, because it's currently reading live data. And then you can also choose to hide the name, but I tend to leave that off because I like people to be recognizable. And you can change whatever settings you want. And all you have to do is copy this link and stick it in as another browser source. That's it. Now again, this is explicitly through Discord. So you have to find some other tool for TeamSpeak if you wanted it. Now, Streamlabs. Another great thing about it is you have this page. You have recent events. You can see everything that's happened. Subscriber on YouTube. I didn't even know it could show me that. Then you have people hosting you, people following you, hosting. You can see donations here. You can see redemptions, which I will get to in a minute. Music player, which I don't have set up. Polls and giveaways. This is useful. I'm actually going to clear that out though. But you could just say, actually, sorry, I'll come back to that later. Getting one step ahead of myself. So that's about the only thing that's going to be useful here. Widgets are where you get all the fun stuff. Alert box is the one that says, hey, someone followed. And then you do the same thing. You do whatever modifications you want. You can say, I only want subscribers to show up. You leave that enabled and you turn everything else disabled. You can customize the picture. You want it to be a static picture or one of these. Change the sound, change the animation. You can have variations, change the duration, volume, everything. It's stupidly customizable. You have goals, which mostly about donations and whatever else, so I leave that alone. Stream boss, I believe Jag used this once, but I don't remember. Chat box is another important one. This is for the actual Twitch chat, which is where I want people to be. I want people there, live, interacting with me in real time, or as real as we can manage with streaming technology. We have all kinds of other little things like viewer count, and was that it? Just the two? Oh yeah, jar. Tip jar. So again, you set up everything else like normal. You come up here, you click on this to show it, or you click copy and you add it as a browser source, just like everything else. And then this is also how you test it. So then you can come over here and you can see that it's showing up. You can also click launch, which opens up its own little page. And I'm going to test follow again. And it displays inside of here. So you can test it without being in OBS if you really wanted to. Now there's one other thing. Yes, I'm using those three kits together. And possibly some other stuff. Strexum is just for my background, because I like the way that it displays it better than the way that Streamlabs does. But that's it, it's just personal taste. Also, the aesthetic fits better with my background picture. So, the one other thing I want you to see is right here. So if you hover over my actual stream, you should see this icon. Now and then it'll pop up and say you got 1 ember or whatever. And I have 2,000 embers at the moment. That's what I call it because I'm branding myself as, my group as the fire. Don't know why, just always like fire. So that's it. So click on it, you get to see how many you have. You can do pick a card, you can do scratchers, just basic silly little games. I don't care, but some people like to keep themselves busy. But what we're going to click is right here. Ask a question, it's 50 embers, which is something like personal or something specific. Or if I get drowned out in chat. If you're trying to ask me something and there's just too much chat for me to keep up with, you can ask me here, and I'll show you how I see that. Steam ad, because some people like that. Make a character. This is specifically for Kenshi, but if it's something else that I'm playing that you can make a character, like maybe XCOM, you can customize a character for you, give it a specific name, a specific combat style, that sort of thing. Join game. I don't expect to get much use out of this since I mostly play solo. But just be like, hey, 500 embers, there you go. I'll get you in game. You can stick around for a few rounds or whatever, until someone else redeems or we move on to a different game. You can't see it right now? That's interesting. Well, I have one more thing to show you about that before I try to figure out what's going on. So, back to dashboard on Streamlabs. Go to polls and giveaways. Actually, wait a minute. There you are. You have 14 points. Okay, well, I don't know why you can't see it. I would say refresh the page, but I'm about to dump a lot of information on you. I don't want you to get stuck watching an ad. No, I need to be logged into Streamlabs, which I am at the moment. But, actually, yeah, go ahead. I got time. Refresh the page, just send me a message when you get back. Have I thought about doing a tutorial on OBS? Its settings aren't that complicated. I can go through it quick if you want. The most important ones are about video quality, stream quality, that kind of stuff. The actual quality of life things don't make much difference. Well, I hope you don't use them because I'm not playing a game at the moment. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you dashboard. So, you should see an icon show up right here. You can click on it if you want, or if you miss it, you can just wait for it to go away. You can click here and you can see the current poll is live, and you can vote. You can also see the live results of that vote. So, could everyone see that? Really? Never had an issue with that before. Anyway, you can see it now. We can figure the rest out later. But then you go, oh, that's the result. You come over here and poll, get the results, clear poll. There's another handy thing you can do. You can click to see the results, but I already closed it. Setting that up, and the embers and everything else, redeeming for characters and whatnot, that is all under this category. Overlays and loyalty under Twitch extensions and community growth, which is this page. Actually, I ruined that. It's this page. You can change the rewards here. For instance, make a character as my custom reward, and then you have the usual rewards. You can change like, how many embers it is, whatever else. You can change how often people get your points, which I call embers. You can read all redemptions on this page. So far I only have 2 characters who were redeemed by Gruelkin. He used to watch my Kenshi stuff all the time. And he specified he wanted a bone person martial artist named Kane. And then I have my points set up a specific way. So you get 1 ember every 6 minutes, guaranteed, which is 10 per hour. And you have games like a random chest that can appear on the screen. You click on it and you get 1 hour's worth of rewards, and there's a 1 in 5 chance every 12 minutes. So on average, it should show up once an hour for a free hour. If people are paying attention, if they watch it closely, it's just a nice little way to reward people for being more active. That one is different to activate though. That one you have to be actually I forget where you get the information from, but if you follow that link up top, you can do that. And there it is, extensions. So you want to go under extensions, and it's going to be the Streamlabs one. I forget how to set that up. If you follow the instructions at the top of the page, it'll get you there. Well, hello there, Lord Hound. We're just doing a quick tutorial here. If you have any advice for Luna, so just getting started streaming. So that is what controls, that is what controls this overlay here. Now, you were asking about OBS settings. Your basic setup you already know. You stick the stream key in there. Your output is going to be your primary concern. Your audio bitrate doesn't make that much of a difference. The video bitrate does. But you want to look that up yourself. Figure out what numbers are best for you. Obviously, lower means you're going to get like faster quality. If your computer's slow, you're going to want lower numbers here, or you will lag the stream. Audio, not a big deal. And advanced is some fun stuff too. The only one you really want to worry about is that video bitrate. If a stream looks really blocky, that means the bitrate is too low. But if you can't output, if your computer can't output high enough to actually maintain a consistent stream quality, then you have to lower the bitrate. That should be the only thing you have to change. And then of course you have hotkeys, which I don't have any set up, but you can hit a button combination and it starts recording, that sort of thing. You can also record and stream. You can do separate or together, doesn't matter. You can have fade transitions between different scenes. You just click on this one here, and now this is a scene that only has my games. And I'm not playing any games right now, so it's not going to show up. So when I have this entire scene input here as games, it's empty at the moment. Well, I don't know anything about transcoding. Did they really limit that? That's disappointing. My mic settings. Mine are going to be a bit different because my mic is exceptionally quiet for whatever reason, even though it's right next to my face. So properties is pretty simple. It's just the basic mic. Filter, I have a gain filter. This is to make myself a little bit louder. I used to use a noise gate. I turned it off recently. And noise suppression is at minus 60 decibels. And then on top of that, I have it boosted as high as it can go in Windows, which I believe is plus 30 gain. My gain was at plus 5. And then I have an additional 6 increase here. And if I can remember where it is, there it is. I'm at 200% volume on this screen too. So I've done all kinds of crazy shit just to make my mic louder. In your case, most of it will be balancing. Noise gate is useful. It basically means that if you, for instance, background noise is going to be quieter than your voice. So if you have a noise level below a certain amount, you know that you're not talking. You can just cut off all sound, and it's fine. And then you have noise suppression, which instead dampens sound. If you notice that there's too much really high pitch, too much really low pitch, you can suppress it. Or at least that's how I remember it. It's been a while since I played with that amount. But also in advanced settings, you can change it so that you can listen to your own output. Or you can do what I did, which is just record it. Make some changes, say, hey, this is minus 20 decibel suppression, and just say a few sentences. And go, okay, this is minus 40 suppression, and say a few sentences. And just keep going over and over again until you find something that works. One thing I really must say is that when you modify the volume, it modifies all volume, not just yours. Even the stuff you don't want. So all of a sudden the basic background sound, if you have a little bit of static coming in through basic electricity, all of a sudden that's going to be really noticeable. That's why I have noise suppression. And one more time, I'm using noise suppression minus 60 decibels. And then I have that set up to plus 30 here. And then desktop audio, I've never needed to change it. It's always been just about right. But you can just click there and it's muted. Carry on. I don't even have any filters here. Yeah, I used to have a gain filter, but it's off right now. Just turn that off. That was there because I was modifying my entire computer's volume. I noticed that if I change this volume, that it changes my output volume, including my mic, which I thought was ridiculous, but that's how it works. Well, I'm hesitant to do anything of that nature, since I already have so many different things that read my microphone volume. I've Discord, I have OBS, I forget what else. There was some other stuff too. But all of it reads separately. This modifier down here, it affects everything, right? If I had some kind of third-party device, third-party software that would modify it like this does, before any other modifiers through Discord, OBS, any other software, then it's something I can consider. But since I already have it all set up, it seems kind of silly. Well, it's also, my mic is a headset mic. So if I turn my head, my headset rubs against my shoulder. Alright, and I can even, like that, I'm brushing it against my shirt. It's pretty easy to do on accident. Normally when I'm playing my game, I'm not looking around all that much. I'll take a peek at chat, look back, do my thing. Right now, my head is all over the place. Oh, are you talking about this little green bar here? Well, that is why I am using this mic. Because all I have to do is push up on it, and I'm muted. Notice that there's still sound coming in when I'm muted? That's the second little quirk about this thing. I am listening to music in one ear, and the volume is really low. But, let's see what happens. See? I don't know why. It's picking up noise from somewhere. I turned off everything. But you will still hear me unless I push this button. Right. I have it super low because if I post anything to YouTube, I can get flagged for that. And either it gets automatically placed ads on it that I get no revenue from, or my video gets removed. And I'm not willing to deal with that. It is not a USB. It's one of those split jacks. But I haven't fussed with it in a while. Maybe it needs to be adjusted again. All I know is that when I first played around with it, this was the best I could do. Mostly because I had to amp up my volume so much just to get it to output something that was audible. But one really interesting I found is that I'm going to change the volume of my PC right now. And we're going to see if my volume changes. So I'm just going to read your comments while I'm turning down the volume. So, but if muted, why does it still move? Yeah, it could be nothing coming if muted. I did hear music before in your game, low, like it was coming from inside a tin can. That button would definitely do it. Is it a USB? Because mine is quiet and the bar moves like 1/8 of an inch. So they fixed it. I'll be damned. That's why my settings are off. OBS updated like 2 weeks ago. I didn't bother to read the patch notes. Alright, I need to change my settings. I'm actually kind of excited about that. I was pretty annoyed in the first place. Okay. Well, I'll find it. Shit. That was at plus 6 decibels. Now it's at 0. So, can you guys still hear me alright? I don't remember how I did that. I'll figure it out later. So yeah, if I seem a bit quiet, that's why I goofed. Anyway, that's all you really need to know. I need to send you that links. Right, I don't want to be logged in right now. Oh yes, one more thing I need to show you. Is Moobot. This beautiful thing. You can change your stream details right here. You can see a record of moderator actions. I can't see it now for some reason, but I can see it on my other screen. That Luna followed me, and when that happened. So that would show up here. You have chat available, and you have commands. This is the fun stuff. You can set up your basic spam filters, like, here, which one I have? Links. People can't just send in links, they have to get my permission first. And I can also see in Moobot when someone private messages me. It shows up in line. So thank you for that. Right there. So as I was saying, you have spam filters, you have all kinds of things like excessive caps, specific words you don't want to be said, emotes, memes, spamming, really long messages. You can handle all that stuff. I don't, because I don't have a crazy chat, but I could. And then you also have commands. For instance, I have extra life here. You can take a look at that. I have a special text set up with a link in it, and it has to go through both of these conditions. Alright, it's one timer, but the timer has two conditions, which is 10 minutes have to pass, and I think it was about 10 lines of text. Yeah, I see the link. I'll check it out when I'm done. So, as an example, that is exclamation point extra life. If I try to use that, it's not going to do anything because it's disabled. But instead of typing it in, I can just go over here and click on it. Also, not going to work because it's disabled. So if I go to commands, one button, it's on. And now if you just keep typing, eventually it will say it. But extra life, boom, there you go. And that is the live link, as it should be. And then after 10 minutes have passed, and I think it's about 8 lines of text, then it'll automatically post it again. Very handy if you're running a special event. And I also have one for join game. If I'm doing a special event where people can just drop in for free, join me and do whatever, just goof around. And it's the same thing. Actually, I might as well run that. Just run command, join game. There you go. So setting those up is pretty simple. You want to go to command, set up the timer first. You want to make a new one, name it 10 minutes, 10 lines of chat. And then you save it, and then you can do that later. Timer is set up, you go to the command list, you make a new command. You tell it what timer to do, you give it the text, you give it a name, and then say that only moderators can do it. And you can set certain commands, like you can only do it when the stream is online or offline. Doesn't matter. Offline is nice when you're testing things. Online, it would defeat the purpose if you couldn't do it while it was online. And you can automatically expire the command as well. If you're doing things that your viewers can control, it's nice to be able to set the expiration, in case you forget to turn it off. But you can have, for instance, I could have a viewer be able to type in game. There you go. So that actually, I forgot that was a moderator tool. But it could be something like G, and then it'll print out what game I'm playing, which is silly because I can just change it here and they can see it in real time. But some people like to do that. Some people like to be able to keep track of how many deaths you have in Dark Souls or whatever. You can do that. One thing I don't like about Mubot is that a bunch of these features you have to pay for. Now you earn points automatically, although I don't know how, because I don't keep track of that. I don't know what just happened. Anyway, so you can do some interesting things like custom username in chat for Mubot. I don't care. Join priority, doesn't matter. If you're having any issues with it, So basically all you have to do is go to the search MooBot, click on it, it'll be like, do you want me to join chat? Go ahead. Go through the follow the setup process, just click join, and it's in. That's it. It does shut down occasionally for maintenance. All you have to do, remove, join, and it's fine. You skip the waitlist. Otherwise, it will automatically rejoin whenever it's your turn. Right, but I'm surprised by the reply. I expected it to be a number. Or someone's just... or you just didn't get a number. Or didn't get a reply. I'm a bit goofy today. But, for instance, Lord Hound, that link that you sent me, could you send that in chat? There you go. I have permitted you to go beyond the spam filter in whatever way you want for 3 minutes. And you could also use this to unban people who were accidentally kicked or accidentally silenced. Just type a name in, done. You don't have to fuss around with chat commands or anything else. Ow. I'm not one for emotes, so I wouldn't have known that. Thank you for your effort at humor, though. I know I can lack it sometimes. So that's why MooBot is awesome. It can automatically moderate your chat. It has all kinds of awesome tools. The commands are excellent. Being able to permit someone through the spam filter is excellent. You could blacklist a phrase too, but that's not something I'm ever going to do. You have live stats here. It's incredibly useful. And also you can invite other people to be editors of this. If you have a moderator that you really trust, then you can let them activate a command or something. Yes, you can type them out as well. So if you had, let's do extra life. If you had this active, then one of your moderators could type this in chat, just like normal. It doesn't have to be you. But if you do, it's as simple as clicking there. And again, because of the way I have that set up, if you waited 10 minutes and typed 10 lines of chat, then you would get that automatically printed message again. Very handy. Especially when I did a 24-hour stream. I can't be bothered to come back here and just type in chat commands all the time. So that is MooBot. So I see a bunch of people just jumped in at the end here. Is there anything specific you people would like to see? Or I guess... Wait. No, they're all anonymous. Okay. Continue to lurk, it's fine with me. So what about it then? We're all getting in there, trying things out. And here's this link again in case anyone missed it. Come all in one place. Any questions setting this stuff up? Anything I missed? Does the replacement have a lifetime warranty? That's good to hear. It's always nice when companies actually care about their customers. Oh yeah, I can figure out why this doesn't work. Yeah, of course, I like to be a source of knowledge. Aha! I fixed it. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, of course, since about half that stuff is fake, you can empty the jar whenever you want. But you set that up the same way. You just copy the URL, put it as a browser source. Now, I don't actually have anything interesting planned with this yet, the jar, because I'm not even associating it yet, so, you know, that kind of hampers the problem there. Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, I learned what I know by watching and playing around with stuff. That's about it. Now, to be honest, I don't know much about sound, mic quality, all that stuff. So I'll take a look at that link you sent me. I heard it was pretty different, especially text sources and stuff like that. Hey, cool. Which all kinds of crap here I forgot about. That's not what that's supposed to be. There's another thing that you can do. Is you can play credits at the end of your stream. This is obviously a test message. But you could set it up to do the real thing. And then plug Discord down in the bottom right hand corner. That's through Streamlabs as well, and yes, it is new. So it's pretty customizable, as usual. I don't know what I'm doing differently now. I never got that to work before. But you can put things in there like if people donate bits, or if they follow or subscribe, or donate directly. You can have all of it in there. Oh, there's also a Streamlabs standalone. Called Stream Labels. It doesn't have everything you need, but it's easier to access than fumbling around with the browser, in my opinion. You can see all the recent events like normal, redemptions. You can control the music player here and also manage polls and giveaways. Giveaway is pretty handy. You could, it's just, I guess I could just try it. I have to have a URL. Okay. I'll just give it the only URL I have available at the moment. So basically, it pops up in the overlay like normal. And make sure you guys can see that. So it pops up like normal, just like the other one. You want to enter the giveaway, and then whenever I close it, then you get, it just picks one person. Oh, then that OBS must really hate me then. If it doesn't like it when Chrome is open. So I can see there's only one entry still, that's fine. And then end giveaway. Winner! Me! Cool. And then get rid of it so it's not on the page anymore. But that's basically what this is. You have the recent events page, again, just like the last one. Redemptions, this one doesn't show the history. This only shows the currently active ones. So, actually I don't know if I can redeem something on my own. Let's ask a question. So then we can go here. You can see that I requested to ask a question. The question being, who are you? And then time is automatic, ignore that. And I can either accept it and say that I'm going to fulfill that request and it's worth the 50 embers. Or I can refund it. There you go. It is no longer an active redemption because it's been settled and it's gone. And then I'm back to the normal number. It's pretty handy stuff. I don't like to have the music player. I listen to my own stuff. I would like to integrate Spotify somehow. I know that Jaguared. Let me bring that up. It's right here. But I can't customize this yet because I'm not an affiliate or associate. So I'll have to check that out when I get that eventually. Well, I don't want it to interfere with the stream. I don't want to interfere with the gaming experience. I don't want something popping up over my game, which would be horrible, or something that's overlaying every few minutes every time a new song starts. That's annoying. I'd rather have something on the side people can look at if they want. Listen along if they want. But I'm not going to bring my music into the stream because I know that I won't be able to put it on YouTube. I won't be able to put it anywhere if you can actually hear my music. Or at the very least, if it makes it into my recording. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I could wrap it up right here. I mean, now's the time. I'm here. Well, I appreciate the offer and the information, Hound. And Luna, you can always find me on Discord. Alright, I guess it's a wrap. And thank you all for showing up. Sorry you missed the end of my spider run there, Hound. It was a success. I took out the Bugmaster with my spider army, although very little of my spider army made it there. He did die to my blade. So, aside from that, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time. This is Dermark out. Alright everyone, welcome back to an unexpected part 2. So, the first thing you'll notice is there's a lot more background noise than before. It's because I bumped up my volume to 300%. I got rid of the gain filters and everything else, I just straight up bumped the volume. Now, I'm letting you listen to this because it shows such a stark contrast to what my new quality will be. Now, I followed Lord Hound's advice. He sent me a YouTube video. I took it to the letter. And I'm going to enable the first filter right now while I talk about it. So this is the first filter. It's called a subtraction filter. What it does is you configure it while you're muted or while you're unmuted and not talking. In my case, I did it while I was muted. And it gets a sense of the volume levels in your room that are not your voice. And it basically just, as the name implies, subtracts it from the output volume. Which is very handy for me since I'm getting noise even when I'm muted. I don't know why. I'll figure it out later. That's a marvelous difference on its own. And the second one is a quality of life feature. Enabled now. This is called a compression filter. So if a really loud noise happens, I just clap my hands or screech or a firework goes off or something, it compresses all of the noise above a certain level that I set. Now I set it to be about my normal maximum voice volume. So anything above that, the additional volume will be cut in half. Very handy. It keeps everything nice and level, much more pleasant to listen to. Now I don't get much volume variation in my own streams, but for instance, I know it's really loud when I turn my mic on and off. This will help with that as well. But thanks for watching. Again, the link to how I did that is in the description. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Just Dermark out.